Hi, welcome to Product Reviews. So today I'm going to do a review on the Accusharp Knife Sharpener. I've used one of these things for years and years and I absolutely love them. I've got a friend of mine that had some knives that were really dull and I got frustrated with them, so I said I'm going to get you one of these sharpeners. So I thought I'd make a review of it too. So there's a lot of controversy. I'm going to get this thing open. There's a lot of controversy over these things, saying these things are not good for your knives, they don't work good, that you need to use a whetstone and all that. And here's my opinion on it. I've used these for years and they make my knives sharp as can be, and they have not torn up my knives, they have not destroyed my knife blades. And I've tried using a whetstone. Using a whetstone is an absolute art. To really get a knife sharp using a whetstone, it's not really very easy to do at all. So this is, for me, is a good alternative that keeps your knives really sharp. It's easy to do, takes you just a little bit of time to do it the first time. After that, one or two swipes and your knife's good to go. So I'm going to take and show you some of these knives first. I just got a tomato and I'm going to cut a piece of this tomato off. And it cuts okay, but not great. And it's a relatively firm tomato. This one right here will be a good example. This one really doesn't even want to cut into it. So that one is really dull. That one cuts into it okay. So we're going to go ahead and sharpen these knives now. And this will be our best example because it was the dullest of all of them. So there's two ways of using this. I've always used it like this. The recommended way is like this. You put the knife blade down and it's got this guard right here to keep your fingers away from the blades. So you can do it either way. The biggest thing you want to do on these is, if you look right here, the blade, the cutting surface actually starts right here. So you want to kind of line that up, and to make sure, the biggest thing you don't want to do is you don't want to start short of the cutting surface, because it'll wear down the cutting surface and you'll have this little area up here that doesn't get sharp. So the biggest thing you want to make sure you cover the entire blade with it. And you just put it on here and drag it across. And when you're doing a fresh blade, you're going to notice that it's really kind of rough feeling. I don't know how well you can hear that or not. And then the more you do it, it gets smoother and smoother. So it's getting really smooth now. So that means it's pretty much cut off what it needs to, and it's sharpened it. And you see it takes little pieces of metal off. And then all this is just two carbide tips in a V shape right in there. And it just runs those through there. And it runs through the same angle all the time, but like I said, to me it works just great. So let's go ahead and run this over a couple more times. And I'll run a little bit lighter the last couple times. So now this is the one that wouldn't even cut into the tomato before. Very little effort. Cuts right through there. So that knife is really sharp now. So we'll go ahead and we'll do these other two knives. And I don't know where you can see a couple little dings and nicks and stuff on this blade, and it'll take those out too. So right here is where my cutting surface starts. That's where I want to start my blade. And you see where it went over that, where those nicks and stuff were. It's pretty rough right there. And just kind of follow the blade and make sure you go all the way to the tip, or you won't sharpen the tip of the knife. See, I'm not getting that catch right there where those nicks were before. So I'm going to go just a little bit lighter now. Wipe that steel off. I would normally wash this before I would cut anything with this again, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So that thing, I'm putting almost just no pressure, just the weight of the knife, and it's cutting. And you can see how it'll just shave that tomato off. It is so sharp. I mean, and you saw how long that took. It didn't take long at all. So we got one more. So I'm going to show you the other way that I've done these before too. This is the way I've always done it before too. Is I would just put this thing down with my fingers. My fingers are still protected. And I just pull it down that way. So you can do it either way. We'll go back to the other way. You know, honestly, I like this way better. I've just never done it that way, but this is the way they recommend you using it. So again, we'll get a couple, and as you run it across here, you feel it kind of rough, and then the more you pull it across, you feel it get easier and easier to pull across. And that means it's getting that blade cut out the way you need it. Now, this one's got a little bit of damage on the tip right here. So I'm going to really run it over that tip, see if I can get that tip straightened out. So that's pretty smooth across there. You'll feel it as you go across. It feels smoother and smoother coming across the blade, then you know you've got it cut, or you got it sharpened better. And again, that thing just cuts right through there. I mean, you can literally shave the tomato like that. These things work great. They're like about 10 bucks on Amazon. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to get you one. I think they've got them in like 4 different colors. Colors don't make any difference, it's the same thing. But they really work great. And so from now on, you know, for most cutting and stuff, this thing will be fine. So you're going to cut something, you want to cut some real thin tomatoes or something where your knife needs to be really sharp to cut or trim something. You can just take this thing, just run it across a couple times, and it's sharp as can be again. Almost cut my thumb there running my thumb across it. And the only thing is, after you sharpen it, you need to wash it. It'll leave little metal shavings on the blade, so you want to take it and run it under the, you know, under the sink, wash it off to get all those little metal shavings off before you actually cut with it. But it really works good. So I appreciate you watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Thank you.